What is the fastest speedrun in zombies? Round 5 speedruns on BO6 are like 2 minutes. Music Easter eggs are less than 1 minute. And Moon has a 13-second pack-a-punch speedrun. These are all very quick, but there's one that stands out from the rest. Peter percent. I'll do the quick questions first so we know what we're talking about here. What is Peter percent? Peter percent is a meme speedrun category where the objective is to down yourself using Peter. Who is Peter? Deputy Director Peter McCain is the name of the body found hanging from a parachute. Where is Peter? He's found in the spawn room of Shinonuma, or in the doctor's quarters, or in the fishing hut, or outside of the map. How is Peter? Been better. Why is Peter? What? When is Peter? Now. Peter is a physics object. When you spawn in, the idea is to have Peter moving. It's an aesthetics thing. You see a body hanging in movies, it's probably moving.
Don't try to stop me! Oh my god.
To get Peter to move and keep him moving no matter what, Peter is given a small bump every so often. So if Peter were to get stuck on the wall behind him, the physics really bug out. Once Peter stops moving, he is no longer able to be interacted with. But this is only for a moment because then Peter will be given a small bump again. Hooray! Peter is now on the floor. The rope stops working because, I'm assuming, the length limit of the rope is an integer that breaks either by an overflow or by going way into the negatives. Let's say you don't want Peter on the ground anymore. Well, most of the time if you just fast restart, it will fix the problem. Peter will go back to normal and you gotta restart the process. The other thing that could happen is Peter respawns with some velocity. Peter isn't disappearing and then reappearing at the spawn point. Instead, he's being moved as fast as possible directly back to the spawn point, so you can see him fly around sometimes. Sometimes, he's close enough to spawn that he will just keep flopping around like nothing has changed. Here is our first speedrun. That's right, I've got a couple of categories. Peter percent is the default Peter category. Cause Peter to down you in the shortest amount of time possible. The original strategy was to get Peter down with one grenade and jump to hit him earlier. 15:55 is our first time. There's clips of people online jumping into Peter and getting the same effect. So, with some frame rate changes, a bit of strafe jumping, a 2:45 was achieved. Since Peter will move back to spawn with a lot of speed, it's possible to block him from returning. Around this time, we also discovered that Peter is able to be interacted with in NoClip. You can bump into him and slide him around the map with relative ease. There are moments where Peter stops moving and becomes unmovable. Just wait a sec because that physics launch code that keeps Peter moving will be activated again, and you can keep going as usual. A little side note, water directly affects this by removing the halted motion. If you bring Peter to water, he will forever be interactable in NoClip. Should you put him in water and reset, bringing him back to spawn, he won't be able to fall since his physics never deactivate. Well anyway, this barrel has, from launch, been clipping through the floor. That apparently is enough to stick Peter to the ground. A strafe jump later and the time is at 1:76. In solo, you spawn in the same spot every time. So by moving Peter to the room below us, restarting and moving forward, we can get a 0.33, 20 frames of gameplay. This is the fastest zombie speedrun ever, already. Knocked on Toad door percent is a 0.7, and we are done in half the time. Angel64 joins the fight by cutting 5 frames off with a 0.233. With the same tactic, I clap back by removing another 4 frames with a 0.183. But nothing can prepare you for this one. The frame rate cap dictates a lot of stuff. Peter will become hyperactive at low frame rates. It's how I managed to get the 0.183. But if we set our frame rate to a blistering rate of, 5, we get this. The game is playing right now. I can shoot my gun, move around, but all with 5 FPS and no screen. Well, let's change the frame rate back to unlimited and see that we've been dead before we load it in. Standard World at War campaign rules state the fade-in must be shown. The first frame visible is the first frame counted, so here is frame 1. The end of the speedrun is the first frame of damage shown done via Peter. Well, here on frame 1 we have a clear display of Peter downing me. So this here is officially the fastest zombie speedrun ever. It's the fastest speedrun possible. And the best part is, it can be replicated. You can do this on your PC now. All you need is to no-clip, get Peter to fall, move Peter down the stairs and wait for his bounce before pausing. Now, typing com_max FPS 5 in the console, your frame rate will be capped to 5. Now, typing fast_restart will start a new match. In the black nothingness of the spawn fade-in, move forward just a little bit. Don't just hold W the entire time because you can just walk right past Peter without getting damaged. Sometimes you can hear a thud. Usually it's Peter Gmod clipping into something, but it could also be you. Once you hear that thud, you can type com_max FPS 0 to return to unlimited and reap the results. Hooray! You are now a world record holder. Send your clips to speedrun.com. We need more names on the board. Now then, if you are on console, sorry, there's no cheat codes or commands you can use to make this happen, but it's worth mentioning a subcategory I'm calling Peter Clipped %. This is getting Peter to down you without the use of no clip. The barrel clip is still allowed, but it's hard to get Peter to fall where you want. The current Peter Clipped % record holder would be my boy JKT with a 2.7. Again, the 1.76 is possible if you can do it naturally. Up next for you PC players, we have Setup %. Setup % is pretty much how it sounds. Prop and drop Peter, then bring him downstairs to the same corner and respawn to be down by Peter. Here's my run at
37.2.
I think there's some optimizations to be made, so I'll just leave this here. Fastest time to kill a zombie with Peter. At first I used Peter to clip on the outside walls under the walkway like this. After some playtesting I got Peter to sit where they spawn in this building, so 12.9 seconds is the new time to beat. I don't think it was the first zombie, so you could probably get it faster. High rounds with Peter. The idea is simple, get to a high round with only kills from Peter. My strat was to get him set up like usual, but then training zombies around so they get hit like a trap. You gotta be really careful though, because he also kills you really easily. I don't know how to survive the dog rounds, so that's my cap for now.
Oh my god, what the fuck am I gonna do for dogs? They're gonna whoop my ass! Speaking of which, fuck. Ah! Ah! What do I do for the dogs?
Lastly is the Peter % rally. You'll be tasked with a full map restart and then no-clip Peter to one of the 4 corners of the map. I tried this a few times, but it keeps crashing my game, so if you want to try it out, be my guest. Timer ends when Peter passes through the door. Well, I think that's everything out of the way. My time with Peter has come to a close, it seems. I highly recommend playing around with him and seeing what you can do. I've already discovered that Peter will kill infinitely, so maybe new, quicker high round strat can be put together. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What the fuck is that? He's all the way the fuck over here. Holy shit, Peter. Fucking cleared some distance. I'll bet you.